Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in today. Just got a little project to share with you today using a couple of the new stamps from the new Dream Witch collection. Now, when you see the wealth of inspiration from the design team using this collection, and there are so many stamps. We've got beautiful witches, and they are beautiful sorceresses, really. I mean, and we've got some lovely cats, and we've got these hanging bats. I've got to say, I just couldn't put these down. And I've just used a couple of the new stamps. I mean, honestly, there are so many. I was spoilt for choice. But I thought, no, in the style of let's just go for a nice, clean and simple card design, showing you how we can mix one of our original stamps, the large key, with these gorgeous hanging bats. And it's a bit of a play on a tongue of cheek here, because this naughty bat, obviously, is hanging upside down. Well, he's not upside down, is he? He's the right way up. So, and I love this lovely script stamp, and I've stamped it the correct way here and upside down here. So that'll be interesting, because I've got to remember to do that. So you might have to remind me, you know what I'm like. But I just thought this, it's just a play. I mean, even instead of this bat here, you could put the little pixie houses and have it as a new home card. Or we have got a gorgeous hill house. Pop the hill house on the top and have it as a new home card. So again, it's a design with lots of possibilities. So I'm going to start off with a piece, and this is the A6 cardstock look, and it comes in a pack of 20. And I love to use this. It's the multifarious. And again, this is for those of you that say you don't like doing large cards. Now this one I have matted and layered, but again, to put it on a larger design. But you could just do this direct on your A6 card if you wanted, if you're brave. Now I've just put a little black line around with a permanent pen just before we started. So I'm going to bring my large key in, and I'm using the VersaFine Claire, the Nocturne, for this. So how are you doing today? I hope you're doing okay. Hope you're keeping well. And you know what? If not, here's a nice hug, because we all need a hug from time to time, don't we? I think it's nice when we can just have a bit of a catch up and share some creativity. Now I'm going to pop this over to the right hand side, and I want to try and get my key straight. And I just want to put it just off the page, just because I think it looks nice. It almost makes it look as though it's from a bigger design. And I didn't want a gap down there, if that makes sense. So that's the large key. And then on the Flittermice, we've got 3 of these beautiful hanging bats. So I'm going to come in with my larger one first. And again, still using the black. And I'm just going to pop him. See if I can just pop his little feet hanging. Oh yes, we've just got him in there. So I'm going to carefully take him off, and then come in with the next size, the medium. And again, sticking with my Nocturne. Now I must admit, I don't know what sort of bats these are. The only ones I know are fruit bats and pipistrelle bats, so I may have to do a bit of homework and look up what different types of bats there are. And just before you start telling me about Dracula and, those sorts of... Well, I mean, again, there's so many possibilities with these stamps. Now, I think I'm going to go on to a smaller block now for the little one. It's a nice little diddy one. And these are fabulous. I mean, we've been hanging them under bridges, in caves. I mean, so many places you can hang a bat, as it were. So I'm just going to pop this one here. And then we'll ink him up again for the mischievous sibling. And I've got a bit of ink on that, just to try and keep the whiteness of my card. And we'll pop that one up there. And again, do make sure you've got room at the top, when you're putting this. But look at the detail. Can you see, if I bring it up, the little hairs on the bats? It's just fabulous. You know, it's funny when we get new collections, I look at stamps and I think I'm going to use these a lot. And I didn't particularly think I would use the bats a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love them, but I can't believe how much I've used them. Now, this is called Witching Hour, and it's a beautiful sentiment. And I've put an arrow on the back to help me, because I want to stamp it, and I'm going to use Morning Mist, but second generation. And I need to be mindful here. So what I'm going to do is stamp it on my copy of paper first, and then stamp it the correct way once over my little bats, and then again here. Now what I'll probably do is turn my work round to stamp it upside down, and the reason I'm doing that is because obviously my bats are upside down, but it might be you want to do it all the correct way. So I'm being mindful again, and I'm going to put this right across here, so we'll have one there. It's quite funny this, because it's the bit where if you talk too much you forget what you're doing, so I need to concentrate, she says. It's funny, if you're demonstrating at an open day or at a show, sometimes when you start talking, it is funny how you almost autopilot do things wrong. You know, a bit like if somebody comes in. Have you ever been in your craft room or in your craft space, halfway through a project, somebody comes in and asks you something and you do it wrong? Right, so last one there. So if I turn that round, I've got my beautiful verse. And again, second generation look is just enough that I can see it without it being too. So again, that was the Morning Mist. And always check it on your copy of paper to see whether you want that first or second. Now, to add a little bit of colour, I've come in with the Signo, and this is one of the metallic markers, and this is the bronze, I think, the Uniball. And I just love these. And there's quite a few different ones. So I'm just going to add, I thought instead of white highlights, going with the key, a bit of gold or a bit of bronze, just a bit of sort of metallicness, I thought would. And also great for a man's card, this. I'm just going to add a little bit on that bit of the key. And then I've got a blue one somewhere. Yeah, this is the blue one. And I think I'm just going to give them blue eyes, look. Now, obviously, like I say, I haven't looked up bats, so I don't know what colour eyes they actually have. And I'm just going to give that a bit of a blot. And we can move that out of the way now. So I'm just going to come in and add a little bit of shade. So for this, I've gone for my Zig, my Kuretake pen, and this is the number 98. I know you like to know the numbers. And this is Pale Dawn Grey. But any grey, and I'm just going to go down the right-hand side there, and I'm just going to come underneath just of the key, just to add a little bit more detail. I sort of want it clean and simple, but I do think these little touches just make all that difference. So I've gone under the key and I've gone to the right. So again, on my bat here, I'll just come down the right and then just sort of under, and again under this head and down the right. And I think it just adds, I'm not sure if the camera can pick that up, but it just adds a little bit more interest. And then just with my lovely pastel pencils. It's quite funny, look at my white. Can you tell I use my white more than any other? So I just want to come in and just add a little bit of shape. And I just think my bats have sort of got the wings crossed. They're a bit like arms. I'm just going to turn it round. And again, I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight on the ears. And then, like I say, he's just got his folding his little wings, look. And again, I'm just smudging it with it being pastel pencil. Now you can use your, oh dear, did you hear that? Sorry, Eric's just dreaming. He's sat under my table. So just add that little bit of detail. And again, as I say, you can use gel pen if you want. And then finally, I want to add some splat. Now, I could add white, I could add my bright yellow, but I'm thinking of going gold to match the sort of bronzy gold tones in my key. So just your Posca pen, and then one of your brushes, and I just want it around my design. And then just in this space here, just to take a little bit of the whiteness off. Not too much, don't want to overcook it. And then one of my lovely sentiment stickers. Now, when I was looking here, honestly, there are so many I could use. I wondered about put your feet up. I thought I'd be putting the feet up. And then I saw rest and relaxation. I really wanted one that said, there's always one. So maybe for the next lot, Tracy, we could do with a sentiment sticker that says, there's always one. And I'm thinking this. I'm just going to pop that there. And I think, do you know what? This would actually make a really good retirement card for a friend, a male friend, you know, if you weren't sure what to do, especially if he's got a really good sense of humour. But I mean, anybody who loves Halloween, who loves all things, I mean, I just love bats anyway. It's quite funny, the boys have just bought Eric a little toy bat, and his wings sort of make quite a crackling sound. It is a dog toy, by the way, obviously, you know, just so you know. So there's our little one that we've made, and there's the one that's all matted and layered. So as I say, I think you could do a lot with this design, and I'm hoping it's just given you a little bit of inspiration. And you know what? Set those crafty juices flowing, because I think there's a lot of places you could hang your bats. Think of all those stamps we've got where you could. Oh, I mean, honestly, they're lovely, fabulous. Anyway. Thanks for popping in today. As always, lovely to spend time with you. And if you do this design or one similar, or it gives you an idea for a design, please tag me in. I love to see what you're creating. And remember, we just help and inspire each other. And that's what's lovely about this Lavinia family. So you take care. I'll pop back again soon. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.